Okay, well, welcome, Musa. Thank you so much for joining me today. And we've had a nice opportunity to get to know each other during the program that we've done, Fearless Confidence, and you even did the Mindset for Success, which was really cool. But I want to ask you a few questions today, Musa. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, excellent. And the first thing that, and I think, this is really helpful for people watching this, is what kind of pain was it or challenge did you have? What were you experiencing before you worked with me? What was it that was, that prompted you to get help with your problem? What was it?
Well, I had a lot of anxiety that I sort of didn't know about, and
Mm,
also a lot of like processed feelings to
mm,
do with like family passing away and stuff like that. And I think it helped a lot.
yeah, yeah. And I guess in a way, you didn't even know that. You didn't recognize that it was anxiety or put a label on it. And then of course
Yeah,
you didn't know about the passing away of close family members. You couldn't connect those dots. Okay, yeah, thank you.
yeah.
And so in that case, then I was going to ask you, what have you tried before in terms of, like if the pain was, what was that anxiety doing to you or whatever it was, because you didn't know what to call it? What was that pain doing? Was it stopping you from working, studying? How was it getting in the way of your life?
It was stopping me from working, and I sort of didn't put enough effort into anything. I
Mm,
sort of did everything to a standard where it was done,
mm,
but not where I did it to the best of my ability.
mm,
And also, it just made me feel like um, sort of not doing anything when I needed to. And I
mm,
left everything until the last minute until I really needed to.
mm.
And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, in my world, that sounds like procrastination, but in your world, did you ever think that, oh, that's what I'm doing, or you just didn't know you didn't put a label to it?
I didn't put a label to it. I just sort of thought
Mm.
that I was lazy and I just didn't want to do it. So I didn't.
And then, Musa, we've done a lot of work, but that I was going to pick up on that phrase, calling yourself lazy, call yourself something negative. It
Yeah.
What kind of impact was that having upon you and your mindset, and then ultimately, your action? Because we are all about action, aren't we?
Yeah. I sort of influenced myself to believe that I was lazy. So everything I did to a lazy standard, and I was just lazy
Mm,
because that's what I told myself.
And honestly, just hearing you say that word, it hurts, doesn't it? I mean, I was going to ask
Yeah,
you, how does that make you feel? To call yourself lazy and say, yeah, that's who I am, and take that as an identity. It's
it's not very nice because I know that I'm capable, but the fact that I'm telling myself I'm lazy,
mm,
it makes me feel that I'm not capable and that I won't work to the standard that I can.
absolutely. And why do you think it was like, what sort of was the tipping point for you that you thought, okay, I'm gonna get help now. I need to do this. What made you feel like, yeah, this is the right time, I've got to get going?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know I needed help. It was my mum
Yeah.
who
Mm,
recognized it and sort of asked me if I was willing to do it, and I just said, yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
And also because I'm
Mm,
in the middle of my GCSEs right now,
mm,
and I needed maybe a little push if it could help me revise and
mm.
work towards getting good grades, which I know I'm capable of.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, of course, I work with moms and their teens, and I think the success of the teen, as you can see, Musa, is really down to initially 100% your mom. If she was on board and she's open-minded, then we got to this stage. Whereas, if she just sort of saw you and said, oh, you're just being lazy and over dramatic, then I don't think you would have been able to have enrolled on such a program, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. And in general, what was it like working with me? How was it? Because I can imagine it's quite scary for any teen that's watching this, or any mum. How was it like working with me?
Well, at first I was a bit nervous, but
Mm,
I felt quite like able to share. It's not like I was feeling pressured into sharing or
mm.
anything like that. I could share whatever I wanted to if I wanted to, and it was quite like welcoming and comforting, I guess.
That's awesome, and that's exactly what is important. I think, when some sort of coaches and therapists, they push a bit too hard, sometimes
Yeah,
it just feels unnatural, because it is a very vulnerable thing to do, isn't it? Share your inner thoughts and what you've
yeah.
been feeling. Absolutely, yeah. And then what's my next one? What is the biggest change? This would be wonderful in terms of results. Like, what is the biggest change that you've seen, you know, um, after your sessions with me? What would you say was your big sort of big change?
Well, I sort of gained motivation to revise,
Mm,
so I can revise for long periods of time,
mm,
and then I can sort of not procrastinate to the point where I end up doing no revision in the day. And
mm.
I've seen a massive change in like concentration, like work ethic, and memory as well.
Amazing. It's amazing, Musa. And obviously, it's not, I know we still have some more time together, and we're going to be organizing it between me and your mom, because, we haven't finished. We want to keep going, because the idea is that you have tools that you can use when life happens, because life does happen. You have ups and downs, and we really want you to be resilient, have those phenomenal coping skills, that you are able to, like, okay, I'm not back to square one. Yeah, that was a bad week, but I can pick myself up. And that's what we really want, because
Yeah.
like I said, life happens, and we're not finished. But yeah, and I'm just wondering, have anyone else like noticed anything about you in terms of this transformation and starting to like, have any friends said anything? Your family members, your teachers?
My friends haven't said anything, but my parents have
Mm,
seen that I'm more committed to working,
yeah,
and obviously I haven't been at school much, so my teachers haven't really seen
that's true. Yeah.
anything I'm working through. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
And I really do hope that, you get the results that you deserve, because, and as we say, you're focusing on the process, not the outcome. The outcomes are not in your hands, right?
yeah,
It's just about you focusing on getting those little papers done, making sure you've watched the tutorials and all the good things that we've talked about. Thank you. That
yeah.
is pretty cool. And I want to know, like, do you feel would you recommend this kind of work or this program of mine, Fearless Confidence? Would you recommend it to others?
Definitely, because I feel like it's had a massive impact on me, and I feel that everyone is going through something.
Yes.
Uh, so I feel that this kind of program would
Mhm.
help anyone, no matter how big or small their problems are.
Wow, wow, that's pretty amazing. Thank you, Isa, for saying that. And I'm just thinking there are so many, moms who book calls, and they're really sort of not sure, should I do this? Should I commit to this? Time, energy, and investment even. Should I do this for my teen? What would you say to those moms? What would you say, to let them know what it means from you, someone who's been through it from the other side? What would you say to them?
Well, I would say that although it's a lot of money, it's definitely worth it.
Mm,
And I've seen a lot of change in myself. Other people have seen change in me, and
yeah,
I think that it's helped me a lot with like many aspects of my life.
yeah.
So
And
I think it's definitely worth it.
oh, thank you. And onwards and upwards. And then likewise, I get a lot of calls and sort of DMs from teens who really wish that their parents would be open-minded to this. Unfortunately, they get called lazy and overdramatic. What would you say to those teens? Is there any advice that you could give to them?
Well, I'm not sure what I'd say, to be honest, because I feel like a parent with a closed mind
Mm,
is not going to be open to letting their child do something like this
But I believe teens are
because
very
of their
persuasive.
beliefs.
Teens are
Say that
very
again.
teens are very persuasive. So I'm sure, what could they say
Yeah.
to persuade and tip the balance? What do you think?
Well, maybe something like it's helpful in confidence and work like ethic, and that it really improves so many different aspects of your life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
yeah,
I think, Musa, what we've always said is that it's not about just sitting grades, getting job interviews and college places and university, because I have no doubt you'll get there, and all these teens watching, they'll get there, but will they be broken in the long run? Will they have that inner confidence, knowing that they have self-worth and self-esteem, and knowing
yeah,
how to deal when things go wrong in life? How is it going to floor them? Or are they going to be able to, pick themselves up and say, right, I can do this, right? I can do this. I've done it before, I can do it again. Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you, Musa, so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you again. All right. So see
yeah.
you soon.
Okay.